Let's start off. Did everyone try the homework problems? Did you guys even remember this? Till I messaged you in the afternoon. You should have remembered it. If you have not remembered it, that is the sad part. It's okay if you didn't get it, but at least you should have. I gave you 1 week time, so you should have tried it at least 2, 3 times. That is the most important thing. Sabko lagta hai, to crack IIT, we need to be genius and all. That is bullshit. What you need to have is commitment. So, anyone got the answer? Any answers? Any ideas? So let me ask you the other way around. How many of you spent at least 30 minutes on each question? On this question, how many of you spent at least 30 minutes? Raise your hands. Answer you got, you didn't get, I don't care. But effort, did you keep at least 30 minutes of effort? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are 5 people. Okay. 30 minutes on this question. Anyone got the answer for this time? Okay, but how many of you tried actually half an hour for this? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3, 4. So, matlab, both the questions together, even if you didn't get it, at least you should have sincerely tried it for an hour. That shows you're serious about it and you're giving it a try. That is important. Not the actual question was alag hai. Meaning, when I say that thing, I remember a small story. So there was a small, there is a guy in a village. He's little weak, thin and all. So he always had a dream like, mujhe strong banna hai. So one day, right, a sage who is just going to Himalayas on the way, he stops at the village and is, listening to everyone. So this kid hears about the sage and says, yaar, sage ko jaake puchenge. So he goes to the saint and asks him, the sage, like, sage, I wanted to be strong. And the sage says, okay, can you see that hill over there? On the top of the hill, can you see that big stone there? I said, ha, sage, I can see that. I said, go and push it. Go and push it. Try it. So this guy goes there every day, right? He goes to the hill, he pushes it, pushes it, pushes it. First day, kuch nahi hoga. Second day, nothing happens. Third day, nothing happens. He tries this for almost like 100 days. And finally disappointed and like, yeah, shit, Ray. Meaning I couldn't do anything. He comes down and goes to the sage and says, Sage, you told me to push the rock. I really tried for 100 days. It's not like I didn't try. Every day, sincerely, morning, evening, I went and I tried pushing it and pushing it. And that bloody stone didn't move even a single inch. Then the sage said, did I ever say move the stone? All that I said is push the stone. I never said move the stone. He said, look at yourself once. When the guy looked at himself, the hands, the arms, and chest, right, everything grown up. Every day in that effort to push that stone, right, he's building up muscle. He said, there, you have become strong. It was never about pushing the stone. It was never about moving the stone. The point is that effort counts. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but after a month, 2 months of that kind of insane effort, right, will not go to waste. That will transform you. So don't think like, मैंने इतना मेहनत किया, this week I studied hard, कुछ नहीं हुआ. कुछ नहीं होगा. Real life doesn't work that way. Real life things take time. There is a thing, in chemistry also, if you learn these reactions, if you see a reaction, nothing happens, there is something called an activation energy. I don't know whether you studied this or not. You learn this in chemistry organic. Once you reach that critical point, after that, the reaction just goes off even without doing any effort. Most people don't have that patience, So it takes time for everyone. It is like this. This is your critical point. When I started preparing for JE, my critical time is 9 months. It took me 9 months to figure out what to do. But frankly speaking, most of you are much smarter than me. If you continue to push efforts, I think you should be able to push it in maybe 4 months or 5 months. But the problem is, you guys are more impatient than me. You guys have too many expectations, right? Instead of focusing more on work, there's more expectation like, yaar, each Sunday ko marks aana hai. I always had only one thing. Let others score no. End mein, I'm the one who's going to do better than anyone. I always used to have that thing and used to work. It is not your fault also. You know what is the biggest advantage I had and you guys don't have? No one had any expectations on me. Everyone thought I will fail. Seriously, that was the biggest advantage I had. Everyone except my mom, I can tell you proudly, except my mom, everyone in the family thought I will fail. And that is the biggest source of motivation I had. And because I wanted bloody to prove them all wrong. इतना गुस्सा आता था हर दिन. Unfortunately, for you guys, it is the other way around. So I think, yeah, even though you guys are more smarter than me, right? For me, that advantage was always there. I told you, right? If I didn't qualify IIT, what was my backup option? I would be driving a car. That was the backup option I had. And I was serious about it. In my entire family, I was the first person to pass 10th standard. Getting it in my family, right? All my dad's side and mom's side, either people were drivers or mechanics. I was the first guy to pass 10th standard. So after the 10th got over, I scored something like 86 percentile, which was very good. My mom was quite happy. She wanted 500 out of 600 score. I scored 517. So that was a small victory for me, meaning this is what my mom targeted. I got more than that. So just like a game, I got an option. So my mom thought if this guy fails in 10th, right? I'm not from a well-off family. So my mom had a 40,000 rupees savings. Huh? This was our entire savings, 40,000 rupees. And my mom ka plan was this. After the 10th gets over, she'll take a 40,000 loan. Within 80,000, she'll buy a car. I will drive the car for 2 to 3 years, just like my dad. My dad drives a van. And then after that, I'll pay off the loan. And then maybe I can take one more loan, buy one more car. Within 5 years, I'll have 2 to 3 cars and my life is settled. So my mom thought like that. As a mother, this much I can do for you. Your life will be settled. You'll have 2 to 3 cars. You'll be running your own family. But the moment I scored 517, I got a second option. She said, see, this is all my life savings that I have. Either you can study or I can buy your car. If you have not got 500, I wouldn't have given you this choice. But since you got it, you proved yourself for the first time. Academically, as a mother, I'm ready to give you an option. I said, fine, I will study. Who wants to bloody drive a car? That was the option I had. And my mom had to fight with her entire family to make sure I study. No one was ready. सब लोग बोल रहा था क्यों वेस्ट कर रहे हो? So take things seriously, रे. बस I बोल रहा हूँ ना, the difference between maybe some of you and others, right, is not your talent. Please never underestimate your ability. You guys are much more smarter. Your generation is way ahead. Problem is, you guys are not hungry. You guys are not hungry enough. बस वही है मुझे लग रहा है that is the only difference. You guys are not hungry. Who is faster, a cheetah or a deer? We all studied in school. Cheetah is the fastest one, isn't it? But do you know, out of every 10 times the cheetah hunts the deer, 8 times the cheetah escapes, the deer escapes. 8 out of 10 times the deer escapes. Now tell me that why? If cheetah is faster than deer in all aspects, why does the deer escape 8 out of 10 times? Because the deer is running for life and cheetah thinks, पकड़ लिया तो पकड़ लिया ना, try करते हैं एक बार. And you know why does it catch the other 2 times? After missing out for 6, 7 times, when the cheetah is about to die of hunger, and cheetah says, if I don't catch this time, I'm going to die. And now cheetah and the deer both are running for life. And now the superior specs, that IQ, wo sab nonsense, wo sab abhi aayega. The superior thing, the body build and everything, the cheetah now will definitely catch the deer. Now, because both are fighting for life. So it was not that cheetah was never the fastest. Cheetah was always the fastest. It never bothered to run before. Bus, I feel that is what is missing in you guys. Or kuch nahi hai. You guys are not hungry enough. No, don't go and order pizza and start eating. Not that hungry, you know what I was trying to say. But seriously, think about what I said. It's okay, रे. Question nahi hai ya kuch issue nahi hai. Tomorrow you scored less, issue nahi hai. But what did you do after that? Because if you have that kind of attitude, right, and bullshit IIT, nothing it is. Matlab, you will do anything in life. That I have seen. You just need to be hungry. Chalo, anyways, so some people did try. I'm happy about that. Others, please, next time put more effort, put more time. Don't give up that easily. You guys are much better than that, right? Always keep your, standards high. At least respect your own standards. I'm telling you seriously, see, if you don't respect yourself, if you don't keep your standards high, everyone will treat you cheaply. No one will respect you if you don't respect yourself. So as simple as that. You need to keep yourself accountable and need to live to high levels of standards. Maintain that. Anyway, so let's see how to do this thing. So we have an acceleration. So let me ask you something. So this equation, acceleration, we have a is equal to g naught x and down because it is negative. So can I write this thing as v dv by dx is equal to minus g naught x? Yes or no? No, no, think aram se. Don't be in a hurry to say. This is wrong. This is a blunder. This is a blunder. Can someone tell me why? Anyone? Listen, the blunder is the acceleration is which direction? Ay is minus g naught x, isn't it? But what is ay then? Ay is v dvy by dy coordinate, na? How can you write v dv by dx there? Acceleration is changing in y direction, so shouldn't it be change in y coordinate? And this is equal to minus g naught x. Now this is right, but we cannot integrate like this. How will you integrate y, x and dy? It's not possible. We can't integrate this. So this is the first mistake generally people do. They write that v dy by dx and they'll put equal to minus g naught. They'll integrate this thing and you'll get the velocity, which is a blunder. Okay, so we can't do that. We can't integrate this so far. Great. And now, during this entire motion, can you tell me something remains constant? Who is that? Something remains constant. Can someone tell me who remains constant here? Meaning, what do you guys think when I say na, think about the question? आप लोग को क्या लगता है? मतलब, what do you think? I'm trying to show you what to think. Huh? This is what I would have thought. Okay, can I write ay like this? No, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. So this is wrong. See, I thought about it, but this is not useful. Thinking मतलब यही होता है. What are you guys thinking? You will just stare at the question like a ghost क्या? And something will happen. No, nothing will happen like that. When there's one IITs maybe used to make fun like that only. This guy, whenever he never used to get a question, he used to hit himself with a book. I said, like, kar kya rahe ho? He said, diffusion. The concentration of knowledge in the book is more than the concentration of knowledge in my head. So when I take the book and hit on my head, due to diffusion, the knowledge flows from the book to my head. I said, like, यार, ये तो proper IITian का joke है, ये diffusion joke करके. So when you to study too much, this is the kind of nonsense jokes you do. But ठीक है. Anyone else? So theta नहीं था, theta तो change होगा ना, God, obviously. Right, Om. US cos theta, the x component, right, Sanya? You both got it. So when you see this thing, u cos theta and u sin theta, now the gravity changes only in the vertical direction, right? And nothing happens in the horizontal direction. So no matter, even if the gravity varies, the horizontal component remains same. So that would be your first thing. Since there is no horizontal acceleration, u cos theta remains same because acceleration is only changing in the y direction. Therefore, we can write x coordinate is equal to u cos theta into time. There, I got my x coordinate. Any doubt so far? Got this? Now, so I know acceleration in y direction is minus g naught x, but now I know x coordinate is minus g naught u cos theta into time. So now can I write? So now see, I eliminated x and I brought time here. Now can I write dvy by d time is equal to minus g naught u cos theta into time? Now can I integrate this? The headache was the x was sitting there, so I was not able to integrate. But the moment I eliminated x in terms of time, now it becomes manageable to solve. So this is dvy minus g naught u cos theta t dt. Limits, when time is 0, your vertical velocity is u sine theta. That is the meaning of limits. When time is t, your velocity is some vy. So this would be vy minus u sine theta is equal to minus g naught u cos theta t square by 2. So this would give you the velocity in the vertical direction, u sine theta minus g naught u cos theta t square by 2. This is your velocity as function of time t in the vertical direction. Now I can integrate this further. Vy can be written as dy by dt which is u sine theta minus g naught u cos theta t square by 2. So this would be dy u sine theta dt minus g naught u cos theta t square by 2 dt. Again integrate this. This will go from 0 to y coordinate. This will be from 0 to t, and this will be from 0 to t. This gives me the y coordinate, which is u sine theta time minus g naught u cos theta. That would be t cubed by 3, but there's already a 2 sitting there, 6. This is your y coordinate as function of time t. Check. There, you got your x coordinate, you got your y coordinate, you got your velocity in y, and you got your velocity in x. If you know the positions and the velocities, you actually know everything about the particle, isn't it? If I know at what time where it is, if I know what velocity it has, what more information do you need? You got everything. Now from here, we need to find h max, time of flight, and what else? Range. So let's find h max first of all. At h max, what becomes 0? At h max, what remains 0?
Vy.
Vy. At h max, the vertical component becomes 0, horizontal 0 nahi hoga, Vy will be 0. So Vy is equal to 0. So substitute here. So you get u sine theta minus g naught u cos theta. This would be time of ascent. So from here, we will get time of ascent is equal to 2 tan theta by g naught ka root. Check. That's your time of ascent. Clear? So once I got time of ascent, h max kaisa aayega? So when you keep t is equal to time of ascent, y will become equal to h max. Agreed? If you put the time of ascent in the y coordinate, shouldn't I get h max? So substitute there. So it'll be u sine theta. Time of ascent will be 2 tan theta by g naught minus g naught u cos theta by 6, and that would be 2 tan theta by g naught root 2 tan theta by g naught. It's a cube, no? Can I simplify this? G naught will cancel. One sign will be there. U sine theta 2 by 3 u sine theta root over 2 tan theta by g naught. There, that's your h max. I simplified it. Tan theta is sine theta by cos theta. Cos get cancelled. That you'll get a sine theta. G naught will cancel. So 2, this is 1 by 3. So this is 1 minus 1 by 3. And that root 2 tan theta by g naught is common. I did it manually. So you guys can verify. You can simplify it further and check it out for yourself. But the main idea is once I got the time of ascent, my job's done. Take time of ascent and put it there. I'll get my h max. How to get time of flight and range? There, I have all the data. How to find time of flight and range? Take a minute. Any idea for time of flight what to do? For time of flight, what will we do? What is time of flight definition? The time when it comes back to the ground. So this thing goes up and comes back here. So this would be your range comma 0. So for time of flight, what will be the y coordinate? Y coordinate is 0. Agreed? Because you come back to the ground level. And what is y? So y is u sine theta time of flight minus g naught u cos theta time of flight square by 6 is equal to 0. We get time of flight will be root over 6 tan theta by g naught. Did you notice something? Time of ascent and time of flight. I didn't ask you this, but I can find time of descent also. Time of descent will be time of flight minus time of ascent, which is root over 6 tan theta. It is not half of this exactly. They're not equal. 2 tan theta by g naught. So this would be, that would be your time of descent. So in this case, time of ascent is not equal to descent. Obviously, while going up, you had a different gravity. While coming back, you had a different gravity. So there you got the time of flight. So you want range, you're done. So Sx is equal to ux t plus half ax t square. Now horizontally, there is no acceleration, so I can use this equation. So range will be u cos theta into time of flight. There we have u cos theta, root over 6 tan theta by g naught. This is what makes this question an advanced question. So main common mistake people do this. Then you have to figure out this. And once you figure out, actually, if you see, it is brute force integration. Please have a look at the steps. Anyone not clear with this? Clear? Great. Next one. Any step, anyone is not convinced with anything, please ask, get it cleared. Now you learned it, right? Try to do this tomorrow on your own again. That's how you learn. What about this guy? Anyone got any answer for this? Answer is something like 2 by root 2 plus 1. By any chance, anyone got something of that sort? 2 by root 2 plus 1. कुछ ऐसा कुछ आएगा. Okay, let's see. Let's see the diagram first of all. So a stone is projected from the point of the ground in such a direction so as to hit a bird on top of a telegraph post. Okay. So you projected a stone with u and theta. The stone goes like this. So we have the bird here, which is traveling horizontally. So this height of the post is h. It is h, and the center one is 2h. Now see, this is what is happening. At t0, the bird is here. At t0, the stone is here. Now, as the stone is traveling from here to here, when the moment you throw the stone, the bird also left from there. Okay. So let the time be t when bird gets hit. At this point, the bird is going to get hit by the stone. Is this making sense? That means the stone will reach here. The bird also will reach here, and the stone hits the bird at time t. That means in the time the bird travels from here to here, the stone will travel all this distance. Paka? So by this, can you guess like who is traveling faster? Now see now, the stone has to travel this much. The bird has to travel this much. Who is going faster? The stone, obviously. So at least this much, if you understood, you could guess from the options, right? The ratio should be greater than 1. So if this comes in the exam, I will do that the first thing. I'll eliminate 2 options at least. That's what I'm saying. Just because you know the subject doesn't mean you'll be able to get the answers. Itna idea hona chahiye. The moment you read the question, itna figure out hona chahiye, boss. The stone is going faster. Okay. So that we know the data. Anyone confused with the diagram? Clear? So now what is being asked? Let the bird ka speed be v bird. The stone ka component would be u cos theta. So he's asking find the ratio between horizontal velocities of the bird and the stone. Okay, so he's asking velocity of the bird, which is slower, and speed of the stone u cos theta, which is faster. So the answer should be less than 1. He's asking the reverse ratio. So this is what we have to find. All clear with this? This was the question being asked. Now, so this was the bird ka starting point. This was bird ka final point. This was h, and this was h. Let this distance be x1. Let this distance be x2. Okay. Now using the center ka height is 2h. So I know 2h is equal to u square sine square theta by 2g. This information I know. Second thing, if I write the equation of trajectory, y is equal to x tan theta minus g x tan theta 1 minus x by r. Now for both the points, the y point is h only. This would be x tan theta minus x square tan theta by r. So I get x square by r tan theta minus x tan theta plus h is equal to 0. Now let's try to understand this thing. This is a quadratic equation. There will be 2 roots. What are the 2 roots? Again, let's try to understand the equation. The equation is, this is the x coordinate when the height is y. So this is the x coordinate when the height is h. How many times are you getting height h? 2 times, isn't it? x1 and x2. So for this quadratic, roots are x1 and x2. Make sense? So you got the x coordinate for a height h. So what will be the roots of the quadratic equation? x1 and x2, the 2 times when the particle reaches height h. All clear with this? So let's find the roots. So for this thing, the roots x would be tan theta plus or minus root over b square, that is tan square theta, minus 4 h by r tan theta by 2a, so 2 tan theta by r. So one root is x1 and one root is x2. So from here, if I do x2 minus x1, that means if I subtract them, what do I end up with? So here, if you can get x2 minus x1, how much is this? I'll tell you what we're trying to do. Then I'll find the roots. Till here, so far clear? Now, what we're trying to find, I'll tell you. See, what is the distance traveled by the stone? Isn't it x2 minus x1? Isn't this equal to velocity of bird into time? In time t, how much did the bird travel? Velocity of the bird into time, isn't it? It's traveling horizontally. Same thing. What is the horizontal distance by the bird? Isn't it x2? Because it is where the bird is getting hit. Agreed? What is the distance of the bird? U cos theta into time. Agreed? Is this making sense? If I divide them, I will get x2 minus x1 by x2 is velocity of the bird by u cos theta. Isn't that what you're trying to find? Is that making sense, everyone? That means I know x2, x1 from here. If I can find them and substitute here, I'll get my answer. Yes, no. Is that clear? All got it? You're getting what we're trying to do? This distance is x2 minus x1, that is velocity of the bird into time. This distance is x2, which is nothing but velocity of the stone into time, u cos theta t. If I divide that x2 minus x1 by x2, I'll get my answer. Clear? Now let's find the roots for that. So we already got x2 and x1. I know it doesn't look great, but let's simplify. Can't help it. Tan theta plus or minus this thing. And there's also h sitting inside. Tan square theta minus 4h by r tan theta by 2 tan theta by r. So x2 minus x1 by x2, that would be tan theta plus root over tan square theta minus 4h by r tan theta by 2 tan theta by r minus, I could have substituted h का value and simplified, but ठीक है, I'll do that in the end. 4h by r tan theta by, you can clearly see here this term and this term are cancelling out anyways. And if you look at this denominator, this and this will cancel with this denominator. Agreed? So even though it looks dangerous, in reality, you'll end up with tan theta. No, sorry, these two won't cancel. These two will cancel. You'll end up with 2 times root over tan square theta minus 4h by r tan theta by tan theta plus root over tan square theta minus. I think I should have simplified this before only. That was a mess. ठीक है, अभी क्या कर सकते हैं, solve कर लेते हैं. So h by r tan theta, how much is that? What is h? U square sine square theta by 2g. This is u square. I should have done this before actually. It would have been more easy, but okay. Tan theta. U square will cancel. GG will cancel. Sine 2 theta would be 2 sine theta cos theta. So 4 will cancel. And that would be sine square theta, sine theta by cos theta. 2 sine theta cos theta. Wait, I did a mistake. U square sine square is 2h actually. You're getting a good one actually. I should have simplified it further here only. This is tan theta plus or minus root over tan square theta by 2 आ रहा था. You can substitute and see. You will actually get that only. That would be root over tan theta by root 2 tan theta plus tan theta by root 2. Tan theta will cancel everywhere. You end up with root 2 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, which is 2 by root 2 plus 1. I should have substituted actually here and then subtracted. Would have been more easy. But okay. But I hope the question actually got over here. If you had figured out that x2 minus x1 is v bird and x2 is the u cos theta, and this thing is the roots of x2 and x1, you just need to substitute here the two roots and you'll get the answer. Wait, I'll simplify it here only. X is equal to tan theta plus or minus root over. This is tan square theta by 2. Take this and substitute in this. And r is u square sine 2 theta by g, substitute in this. You would have simplified here only. Clear? Check it out. It's a good question. Yeah, it's a lengthy one, but it is a good one. Main thing is this page. Any doubts on this page? It should be distance by the bird and horizontal distance by the stone. I wrote reverse. My mistake. This is distance by bird and this is distance by stone. Yeah. I wrote the words wrong. Please have a look at this page. Ask me if you're confused. Let the bird start at x1. Let the bird get hit at x2. x1, x2 both are at the same height. So this equation of trajectory roots will be x1 and x2. Agreed? The bird has traveled x2 minus x1, which is v bird into t. The stone has traveled x2, which is v stone into t, u cos theta into t. If I divide them, I'll get x2 minus x1 by x2. So this is what I have to find. And what are x2 and x1? Roots of this thing. So take that and put it there, you'll get the answer. Any doubts on that? Clear? Mridul, Archita, clear with this? Devansh, Devika, Pramiti, Aishwarya, all clear with this? How was the last week exam? Forgot to ask. Paper tough tha kya? Paper was fine, manageable paper tha. I don't know. People did score little less. Some scores were less. So did you guys at least resolve the paper? After resolving, did you find like you couldn't have scored 50 in the paper? ऐसा लगा किसी को? After resolving, you were able to do more, right? See, that's what I was saying. In case your scores are less, that is fine. Let's say normally you score 30, 40. If I'm just saying, if someone is scoring less, 30, 40, this is the mindset you should have. I will go to the exam. There are 25 questions. Let me pick 15 easy questions and solve them properly. Don't be greedy. Don't try to aim for high. Let's push one at a time. This is for students who are scoring 30, 40. Because agar 15 questions correct kiya, you would have crossed 60, isn't it? And tell me, in that paper of 25 questions, couldn't you find 15 easy questions? 15 easy to moderate questions nahi hai us paper mein, right? If you actually take the paper and count question by question, I can show you 15 questions. So the question is, if you're scoring 30, 40, why couldn't you score 60? You should have ignored the 10 questions, no? Who told you to target for 25 questions? You shouldn't have done that. Sir, but some other person got 100. Let him go to hell, na? That's not your problem. What other score is none of your business. This is your journey. You scored 30 last time. This time you score 45. If you score 45 last time, score 55. You scored 55, you scored 60. 60 score ऊपर नहीं जा रहे. Maintain that 60. The score will never keep on going forever. Sir, but other person is scoring 90. Let him jump somewhere and, we don't give a damn about it. ये तेरा journey है. You score that 60, you maintain it. Now, the day, until and unless you don't leave that others are scoring, let them score. It is none of your business. Tomorrow you go to the branch which you're happy and satisfied. Why should it matter what the other guy does? And it's not about IIT. Huh? If you keep crying and thinking that others are doing better, I'll tell you, you'll make your life miserable. Because in life, there'll be always someone better than you in something. Do you agree with that statement? There'll be always someone better than you in something. You're not here on this world, to be the best of everything and all. You're here to have a happy and a peaceful life. That is the purpose. You need to be chilled out, happy, earn enough for your, living and luxuries. It's like if I ask you this question, I will give you 10 crores, but everyone else in the class will get 1,000 crores. If you don't accept the offer, no one gets anything. Will you still take it? But the way you guys are behaving, because others are getting 1,000, you're getting only 10 crores, you should reject the offer. Make sure no one gets anything. Right? देखा? Now you're thinking like, चलो यार, at least 10 crore तो मिल रहा है ना, मेरा life तो set हो जाएगा. बाकी को 1,000 मिल गया. I agree, they might be living more awesome life, but if I don't take this, I have to start from zero, isn't it? Exams are not different, right? So people are scoring less, and if someone is maintaining 70, 70 plus, every time in the exam I put two things: cutoff. Cutoff is just a pass mark. If you didn't get the cutoff, you failed in the exam. Cutoff cross करना difficult नहीं है. If you've done all your work, class notes cutoff आ जाएगा. The other one is a good score. Good score means you really did well. So all I'm asking is cross the cutoff. It's okay, good score नहीं भी आया तो चलेगा. We can see that later on. So if you're not crossing the cutoff, it means either you're not putting enough work, or you're not preparing the way it is supposed to be, or you went to the exam and you panicked. Something went wrong. Next one. Let's see. Studying is the easiest part, right? The headache is, even after putting so much effort, जब result नहीं आता है ना, it hurts. That is the signs of a strong person. सबको लगता है strong person मतलब he'll put a lot of work. Bullshit. Let's see the next one. But please start improving your scores. Whoever scored less than 50 marks, you guys should definitely sit with the paper, resolve something you didn't understand in that concept. Mein kuch problem hai, please ask me. There are recordings also available. Everything is there. You need help, I'm there. But please work and get it sorted. I'm not asking 90. I'm not asking 80. I'm saying if you score 50, I'll be happy for you. And I'm pretty sure I'm the first teacher who is saying 50% score karo, I'll be happy for you. Because that is the truth. This year I told you, right? 155 out of 300 in advance. This gave a rank of 9,100. 156 gave you a rank of 8,700. She got IIT Madras Chemical, girl student. 156 gave you a rank of 8,700. She got IIT Madras Chemical, girl student. 156 gave you a rank of 8,700. She got IIT Madras Chemical, girl student. 156 gave you a rank of 8,700. She got IIT Madras Chemical, girl student. 156 gave you a rank of 8,700. गर्ल स्टूडेंट के लिए मिल गया 8700 में, बॉयज के लिए 165 आउट ऑफ 300 आई गेस. दिस guy got IIT Gandhinagar Chemical 176 out of 300. That is around 60% we are reaching for boys. We are getting IIT Bombay में civil just on the border. IIT रूरकी एंड गुवाहाटी में केमिकल भी मिल रहा है. If you want to be in top 7 IITs, but if they're ready to sacrifice top 7 IITs and थोड़ा नीचे जाएंगे, these people are getting IIT Hyderabad में mechanical. Mechanical is a good branch. कुछ बड़ा नहीं है रे. We feel like गर्ल्स को कुछ एडवांटेज मिल रहे. गर्ल्स आर गेटिंग एडवांटेज ऑफ 20 marks. That's around 4 5 questions. Yeah, I know it's a decent advantage, but still. So girls here should definitely take advantage of this thing. If you're not taking advantage of it, you're an idiot. That is the word I would use. And if you're my sister, I would say the same thing. I would have beaten you right and left and I made you study. 20% reservation. Why won't I don't want my sister to go to IITs? And you guys don't have an option. We have to fight. We are boys. We are, if you are, we boys are treated like hopeless creatures. सब fight करना ही पड़ेगा. We don't have any reservations, anything. So, welcome to life. But again, frankly speaking, 60% score will put you in advanced pretty good college. Start studying रे. अभी first year में starting में है. Most important thing is your daily habits. Things will go hard, things will be hard. वो common है. But the thing is, keep working, keep becoming strong slowly, slowly. Let's say we have a tall building here. So we have two particles A and we have a particle B. So A is projected with speed u horizontally, B is projected with speed 2u horizontally. So A is going like this, B is going like this. A and B are projected from top of a building horizontally. So do resolve the paper. If you have not resolved, solve it. Wednesday, you can ask me your doubts. Top of a building with speed u and 2u horizontally. As shown. Find the time when the first question, when velocity vectors are perpendicular, meaning velocity of A and velocity of B should be perpendicular. Displacement vectors are perpendicular. Meaning, just to give you an idea, this is what I was asking. See, after some time, VA will be like this, VB will be like this. So if I extend this vector and this vector, these two should be 90. Understood what I'm asking? Displacement matlab, let's say after some time here and after some time here, displacement is what? Initial to final. Displacement is initial to final. If I join these two, these should be perpendicular. I hope everyone is getting what I'm asking. Velocity vectors are perpendicular, displacement vectors are perpendicular. And I told you this many times. When you read the question, there are certain words which will hit you hard. What is the word that is hitting you here? When you read the question, to me, it should strike. Vectors are perpendicular. That is hitting you. Means indirectly, what is asking you to do? Dot product is zero. That is the first thought you should get after seeing the question. Now try to solve. You got 2 3 minutes. 2 minutes for the first part. Velocity vectors are perpendicular. Give it a try. Devans, do keep your cam on. Answer comes in terms of U and G. Let's start with finding the velocity. Now, when you project it horizontally, does the velocity, horizontal velocity change? No, right? So for A, Vx is Ui cap, Vy is Uy plus Ayt, your standard equations. But there is no vertical component, and this is minus Gt. So velocity of A bar would be Ui cap minus Gt J cap. Make sense? Similarly, x coordinate of A would be U T. Y coordinate of A would be minus half G T square. Therefore, the position vector of A would be ut I cap minus half gt square j cap. Now, if someone is confused, sir, how are you getting this directly? If you go back to this, now since you're throwing from the building, what is theta c? You're throwing from the building like this. Theta is 0, right? So सिर्फ theta 0 इसमें डाल देना. Put 0 here, so this is gone. Theta 0, this becomes 1. Theta 0, this is gone. Aren't you getting it? You just put theta 0 in this, you'll get r bar and v bar. Is that making sense? When you're throwing from a building horizontally, theta is 0. So just substitute theta 0. These equations are still valid. You can use these equations even when you throw from buildings. I hope you're getting it. So there I got the position vector. I can do the same thing for B. Now B ke liye Vx will be minus 2u I cap because you're throwing backward. And Vy would be minus gt j cap. So velocity of B will be minus 2u I cap minus gt j cap. Same thing, the position vector of B will be minus 2ut I cap, you're going backward, minus half gtc j square. There. So your first question, you're saying VA is perpendicular to VB. Your first question is VA bar is perpendicular to VB bar. So we get VA bar dot product VB bar is equal to 0. So do the dot product. We are doing this guy and this guy ka dot product. That turns out to be u and u minus 2u square plus g square t square equal to 0. T is equal to root 2 u by g. The next one is RA bar and RB bar are perpendicular. The B part of the question is RA bar is perpendicular to RB bar. RA bar dot RB bar is 0. This would be minus 2u square t square plus 1 by 4 g square t power 4 is 0. T would be 2 root 2 u by g. Please check. Meaning relative motion. Why will you use relative motion? Right, God. Relative motion gives you what? Meaning you're keeping one at rest, right? You will simply get this line here that won't help you at all. I'm asking you velocity vectors in the ground frame, right? Is this clear, everyone? If I try to show the diagram, this is what I was asking actually. In the first case, you're going like this. This is velocity A, this is velocity of B. So when you extended this is the time I asked you. This was the first question. This was like this was like this. This was the position vector, and this is RB bar. This was the second question. Any doubts on this page? Please ask me. Clear? Next one. Next one. Any doubts? Anyone not convinced with this? Please ask me. Next one is a standard result. You can remember this. A particle is projected with u and theta. So the condition is find the condition if the particle is always going away from the point of projection. This is how they'll frame the question also. Now, what do you mean by this? What do you mean is mod r bar is always increasing. Meaning distance from the particle to this should be always increasing. Find the condition, meaning basically theta. I'll give an example. See. Suppose if you project like this and you go up and come down, look at your r bar. So when you're here to here, so from here to here, this is r bar. Is it increasing? Yes. Is it increasing? Yes. Now is it increasing? Decreasing now. So here, if you see the magnitude of r bar increases and decreases. We don't want this. We want that vector to always keep going forward only. If you just make it more vertical, you will clearly see this is r bar, this is r bar, this is r bar. Can you see it is decreasing again? So we don't want such kind of scenarios. We want that r bar, when the vector is going like this, increasing, 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 increasing. It should just keep on increasing only. That distance should never decrease. I hope the question is clear. Now this happens for a certain angle. Think take 2 minutes, then I'll show you. This is a little complex. It's more of a mathematical oriented, but yeah, the result is more important. Exam, you won't have time to do this. But you guys give it a try. Think for a moment. See if you can figure out few steps. How do we go ahead? See. Now, first thing you need to understand, when will R bar decrease? So let me ask you this question. Suppose if this is your vector R bar, and let's say your velocity V is like this. Do you think R bar will increase or decrease? Let's try to check it out. Huh? Let's say this angle is alpha. So this is V cos alpha. This is V sin alpha. Now you tell me, what is V cos alpha trying to do? Stretch the vector, isn't it? So here R bar will increase. Suppose same thing, if this is your R bar and if this is your V bar, right? And this is alpha. Now what will be this component here? V cos alpha this side. So here R bar will decrease. That means as long as the angle between V bar and R bar is acute angle, R bar will keep increasing. Does that make sense? So let me put that again. So if this is R bar, and if this is V bar and this is alpha, we can clearly see here V cos alpha, V sin alpha, V cos alpha increases mod R bar. That is, as long as alpha is acute, the magnitude mod R bar will increase. Therefore, for mod R bar to always increase, can I say V bar dot R bar should be greater than 0? Because they can mod V bar dot will be mod V bar, which is positive, mod R bar, which is positive, cos alpha, which is acute, so it should be always greater than 0. Because alpha is acute. Alpha is less than 90 degrees. Is this clear, everyone? Please have a look at this statement. Ask me if you're confused. Clear? Then, so once we got that, we have, now what is V bar? So get the V bar here. So V bar dot R bar should be greater than 0. Let me add here only. If alpha is obtuse, then mod R bar decreases. So we don't want that. Okay. Great. So V bar dot R bar should be 0. What is V bar now? So V bar is U cos theta I cap plus U sin theta. So these basic things now, what is V bar, what is R bar, these things you should not have a confusion. If you're getting confused in when I ask you find what is V bar, and if you're hesitating to tell me this U cos theta I cap plus U sin theta minus GT, meaning then you'll have a problem with the tough questions. Because these simple things, you should be like thorough with this thing. Dot product, if I ask you what is R bar, you should be able to tell me confidently. What is R bar? U cos theta into time I cap U sin theta t minus GT I half GT square. This is the level of bits level questions actually. If you just know U bar, R bar, mains level, bits level questions, aisa hi hoga. This is greater than 0. Now we have to do the dot product. This would be U square cos square theta into time plus, this is bad. That would be U sin theta, this thing, U sin square theta time minus half G U sin theta t square minus U G sin theta t square plus half G square t cube greater than 0. This term and this term, U square sin square theta, U square cos square theta will become U square. Take out time common. That guy would be minus 3 by 2 U G sin theta t, and that would be half G square t square is greater than 0. Now, did you observe something? So this quadratic equation, half G square t square minus 3 by 2 U G sin theta t minus plus U square is greater than 0. So if the quadratic is greater than 0, what does this imply? This implies, since it is greater than 0, means it has no real roots. Implies this quadratic equation has no real roots. Isn't it? This function will never cross the origin. No? This function is never equal to 0, meaning there are no real roots. If the roots are not real, then the discriminant delta, therefore, delta must be less than 0. What is the discriminant for this thing? B square is 9. So 3 by 2 UG sin theta cos square minus 4 G square by 2 U square must be less than 0. So from here, we will end up with sine square theta is less than equal to 8 by 9. U square will cancel. This will be 2. That will be 4, 8 by 9. Therefore, the answer should be sine theta should be less than root over 8 by 9. This is your answer. Means as long as you project with an angle less than sine theta root 8 by 9, the particle will never, R bar will always increase. This is the condition for mod R bar to always increase. You should project with less than this angle. Again, what did I do? So first thing is figuring out this part. This is the toughest part. This is physics. that you're figuring out R bar will increase as long as the velocity component is there. If the angle becomes obtuse, it will decrease. Once you got this, now it is just brute force. We have to put the dot product. And then we'll say we got a quadratic which is greater than 0, means there are no real roots. So discriminant is 0. What is this angle? Angle root 8 by 9. How do I put root? I'm not able to calculate. Can someone calculate the sine inverse root 8 by 9? Check it out on net or somewhere, calculator. Actually, I don't know. It's not anyone got it? I think I'm not able to put this root 8 by 9 actually. Wait, where are you, root? Point 888. 62.6 degrees it seems. Did you guys study? See, na, for a real roots के लिए क्या होना चाहिए? This should be equal to 0, na? Then there will be roots, isn't it? Right, Soham? Yeah. 1.231 radians. उसको degrees में कितना होगा, God? 70.53. Okay, so this thing turns out to be around 70.5 degrees it seems. Okay, not required, but I'm just showing you. Exam answer will be this only, sine inverse root 8 by 9. Clear? You can remember this result. You won't be able to exam, it will take time to derive. But I don't know whether you guys learned this thing. See, this equation now, if this is the parabola, is it touching the x-axis? It's not touching, right? Meaning there's not even a single point which is contacting x-axis. If you touch like this means what? There's a single root. If you touch like this, there are two roots. Now, isn't that the meaning of quadratic roots? How many times you cross the x-axis? If you're not equal to 0, means you're never touching the x-axis. The roots are not, there are no roots. There is no value of x for which you will be equal to 0. That's the meaning of it. All clear? Next one. Turn in the page. Devika, Pramiti, Om, clear na? Vishnu, Tanish, Sanya, clear? So let's say we have a cricket stadium here. We have steps here. So each step is 1 meter wide and 1 meter high. So someone hit a ball with a speed of 20 meter per second at an angle of 60 degree. And the first step is at a distance of 20 meters. So this ball will go like this and it will land on some step. So find the step where the ball lands. Just write the equation. Solving will be a mess here. I didn't give you good numbers. I just want the process. Solving part is fine. Find the step where the ball lands. Now you can't use your H-max range of formulas because it's not coming to the same level. Is the question clear? So it will land on some step. Just get me the equation. Just give it a try and get some water and come. Did we get the equation? Try. Think how to proceed. Let's see whether you got the equation right. I don't think you'll get good numbers here, but so let the ball land on the nth step. That means if you look at this coordinate, this is 20, 0. So this would be how much? N meters, na? Because n steps. And how much is this n meters, right? Because it is n steps. That means this point ka coordinates will be 20 plus n, comma n. Is that making sense? Now you tell me, you know speed, you know angle, you know x coordinate, you know y coordinate. Which data fits here?
Trajectory equation.
Equation of trajectory. बस हो गया एक स्टेप ही था. So y is equal to x tan theta minus g x square by 2u square cos square theta. So y का coordinate is n, x का coordinate is 20 plus n, tan theta is tan 60 root 3. This is 10 and this is 20 plus n whole square by 2. U is 20 square, so that's 400. Cos square theta is cos square 60, so 1 by 4. There you got a quadratic in n. So if you can simplify this, you'll get n ka answer from here. That's what I said, numbers are bad, but it is not difficult to solve, right? Quadratic to aa jayega. Let's say if you got n is equal to something like 11.34, means what? You cross the 11th step and you went to the next one. So it's the 12th step. You take the next integer. Clear? Easy, right? So the main thing is putting the coordinates and putting there. That's what I keep saying. Get the data proper. You will know what to do then. Next one. Any doubts on this? Next one. Clear, na? Tanish, Soham, Archana, clear with this? Kaushambi, Pushkal? Perfect. Let's see one more. The road race problem. Let's say you got pissed off, you're fighting with your neighbor, and you decided to throw stones. Happens generally. And the neighbor is staying somewhere here, So you take a stone, you throw into the neighbor ka house, the stone goes like this and lands into their house. So you're throwing the stones with a speed of 20 meters per second. Angle is theta. The window is at a depth of 20 meters. The distance between the two buildings is 20 meters. Everything is 20. Okay. So again, find theta if the stone falls into the window. By now, you should have learned a little thing. Huh? Whenever someone says it lands on the window, it lands on the step, it lands at this point, it lands at that point, what am I giving you every time? I'm giving you x and y coordinates. That is the thing. By now, you should have, you should get used to that thing. Whenever I say you land there, land here, matlab I'm talking about x and y coordinates. And upar se, agar speed bhi diya and I'm asking angle, which equation fits the trajectory? That is how your thought process should be. Why every time, you're landing there, landing here? Matlab kya? What is happening when you land there? You're getting the coordinates. So no one will tell you these are the coordinates. The information will be given always indirectly. Isn't that how you invite your friend to a movie? Pata hai, we have 3 tickets, but one person dropped. And we wait for them to tell, like, can I come? You don't want to invite, but you want to give hints. Something like that. Let's see. Let's straightforward, right? So always take the starting point as origin. So this point will be 20 meters forward and minus 20 meters down. So that's your x and y coordinate. So using the equation of trajectory, y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. So y here is minus 20, x is 20, tan theta I don't know, 10, 20 square by 2, 20 square cos square theta will be secant square theta, that is 1 plus tan square theta. This guy goes off. This would be -4. This would be 4 tan theta. That is 1 plus tan square theta. That would be tan square theta minus 4 tan theta minus 3 equal to 0. We got a quadratic in tan. Now, did you observe one thing? We thought there is one answer, but Max is saying, boss, there are two answers. We didn't think about it. So tan theta is 4 plus or minus b square 16 plus 12 by 2. That's 28, 7 fourths. So 4 plus or minus 2 root 7 by 2. 2 plus or minus root 7. There are two answers, meaning there is another way you can throw the particle. You could have thrown this particle below also. So there's an angle theta 2 and theta 1, and the stone could have still gone into the house. That we didn't think about it. You could have thrown up or you could have thrown bottom, and both would have given you the answer. So even if you didn't think about it, Max is saying, boss, there are two answers. So that's the best thing about Max. It'll tell you. Because you simply said, I want the stone to go to the window. You never said how. So the positive angle is the upper one. The negative angle, 2 minus root 7 is negative, isn't it? The negative angle indicates the stone is being thrown down. So tan theta 1 is 2 plus root 7. Negative angle implies it is thrown down. Clear? Next one. Any doubts on this? Yeah, just playing with that one trajectory equation there. So, but generally that is a word you should remember. The stone falls in the window, stone falls on that, stone falls on this. He is giving you the coordinates indirectly. Let's see one more. Going ahead. Devansh. Sit straight, Nare. Don't lean down like that. Your body will think it's time to sleep. Next one. There, we hit half century. Next thing. We did almost 50 problems. How many times did I repeat the question? In this 50, how many questions were repeated? Now, in this 50 questions, how many concepts did I use? When we started from here, यहाँ से start किया था uniform accelerator. This is question 12. Now this is 50. What did we use? V is u plus 80, s is ut plus half 80 square, v square minus u square is 2s. Here and there integration. But there, so that is how it is. U and theta. So that's what I'm saying. Don't think like school ka physics hai. Your studies will not be like school anymore. Concepts are less, but the variations can be a lot. Finally, the thing we are waiting for. So we have a gravity. Now we also have horizontal acceleration. This is the acceleration due to wind. So let's say for some reason there's a wind blowing there and you have a horizontal acceleration. Now your formulas got messed up again. Find range, h max, time of flight, find theta if stone comes back to the same position, meaning the stone should go and come back to the same point. Now, I'm not teaching you anything new. Whatever I taught you, it is still valid, except for you have to go back to the derivation. अभी इस derivation में याद है क्या किया था मैंने when I did something? That term I always took it as 0. Now you don't do that. But tell me one thing, when there's a horizontal acceleration, did anything change here? Nothing got affected here. Agreed? That means, will any of this get affected? No. हो गया ना? You got half the answers already. Is that making sense? This is why I taught you in pieces. Vertical has nothing to do with horizontal. So horizontal में कुछ भी करो, vertical is not going to get affected. Means your H max will remain same, your time of flight will remain same. Done? Half the question is done. Now you need to find the range. Try. Let me add you one more question here. Draw the trajectories for different values of A. Meaning if A ka value is changing for different times, how will the particle ka path would look like? Options may they would have given you, so it would be easy. But let's do the first one. B and C we can figure out. Hmm. So the first statement is straightforward. Time of flight is 2u vertical by a vertical. So that is 2u sine theta by g. H max is u vertical square. If you see in this thing, no place mein ax is coming. U square sine square theta by 2g. So that will be a first statement there. Horizontal acceleration does not affect the motion in the vertical direction. So they remain unchanged. Then what is range? Remember the formula? Sx is equal to ux t plus half ax t square. Be careful with the convention, right positive, left negative. So this would be range. This is u cos theta, time of flight, plus half minus a. Because wind is blowing backward, right? Right positive, left negative. Time of flight square. Substitute. This would be u cos theta 2u sine theta by g. This was your regular formula. Minus half a 2u sine theta by g cos square. So this would be u square. sine 2 theta by g minus 2u square sine square theta by g square into a. There, that's your range. This is the Windica component. This is getting messed up because of the wind. If the wind was zero, this term will be zero, no? You'll get back your old answer. If a is zero, you'll get back your old answer. And what about the second point? If you come back to the same point, means what is the range? Zero, isn't it? If it comes back same position, means range is zero. Means from here you can clearly see you get sine 2 theta would be 2 sine square theta. That would be 2 sine theta cos theta. And this would be a by g. 2 sine theta. So we end up with cot theta. Or tan theta is g by a. There. For this angle, you'll come back to the same position. That is the meaning of it. If you come back to the same position, means range has become zero. Please check it out. Anyone confused with this? Any step that you're not clear? Clear? अभी trajectories कैसा draw करेंगे? Now, did you observe for the trajectories? See, you'll notice for all the trajectories something is same. What? H max, na? Look at this thing. So let me just put a line here. This is your H max, which is u square sine square theta by 2g. Now see what happens. So let's say I projected with u and theta. So you would go like this. You will touch this level here and you'll come back here. This is the case when the acceleration is zero. Okay? If there is no acceleration, you would have gone normally like this. Now, if you have an acceleration forward, you will still touch the same thing, but you land further. This is the case if A is positive, means A is towards right. A greater than zero or A towards right. So basically this is for A. Now, suppose this is the case, you will land this way. This is for A negative, that means A is to the left. You're getting it? If the wind is blowing this way, the range will decrease, no? But there is a situation where the wind is blowing very hard, then what will happen? Even this can happen, isn't it? The wind is blowing so badly, like, it's a very high acceleration backward. But did you notice something? It doesn't matter how much you go, they will always touch that line. They will always touch that line. And the best part, all have same time of flight. All these things all have same H max and same time of flight. Now, in this, there is one special case where you just go in a straight line and you come back in a line. There is one special case. It won't go in a parabola. There is a case where it goes in a line. Let me explain about that case. But remaining cases are clear. If you have wind forward, you'll go more than the range. So this red one, this would be the normal range without any wind. This is the normal landing point without wind. Any doubts on this page? So exam they'll ask you like this. They'll give you the trajectories and they'll ask you what is same. All of them have same u sine theta. Now I can add that also. Same Hmax, same time of flight, and therefore same u sine theta. Same u vertical. Now listen to this thing. When the particle is coming back now, you can never have a path like this. You can never come back like this. This kind of trajectory is not possible. Because if you think about it, till now, your trajectory either should be a straight line or a parabola, isn't it? So when the particle is coming back, it is not actually going like this. This is a wrong trajectory. The particle is actually coming like this. So listen carefully, you can get the answer much faster. So u and theta. So here the wind is blowing this way and the gravity is this way. If this is theta, this is theta. So if these two accelerations ka resultant, if this was a net, now didn't the motion become like this? U is this way, a net is this way. Didn't the motion become 1D? So in this scenario, the particle will go in a straight line and come back in the same line, right? Getting it? So if the net acceleration is anti-parallel to the velocity, it comes back to the initial position. So this is what is happening. And from here, you can clearly see what is tan theta. Opposite side by adjacent side, G by A. Isn't that what we got? Tan theta, G by A. So you can actually find that answer without any finding this range and all. So this A and G can net acceleration. I can calculate that also. So A net will be root over A square plus G square. So the particle will think the wind and the gravity together is pushing this way. And your velocity is also this way. So it will go in a straight line and come back to the same point. Is this clear, everyone? So you will never come back like this. You will come back like this. You'll go in a line, you'll come back in a line. Is that clear? Everyone got the analysis? So that is how you do when there's a horizontal acceleration. Do have a look at this. So that's the last one for the day. So next class when we meet, we are going to do projectile on incline. So we will start throwing on inclines. Those are some good models there. So next class we will wrap up with projectile motion. And after that, we'll start off with relative motion. That's again one important thing. And then we'll go for graphs. I think we should wrap up the chapter in another 2 weeks. It's a big chapter. After that, we'll be starting off with NLM. That would be if you ask me, I will call it mother of mechanics. That is the foundation chapter. Anyway, so with that, we'll wrap up for the day. So in the paper, you have any doubts, you can ask. Or else if you didn't resolve the paper, do resolve the paper. Wednesday, we can sit after that class. So that is also fine. So yeah. And there's a next paper online till Thursday. So do make sure to give it.